Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see. Check. Good enough. All right. Well, let's see. Whoever does pop in here. I'm not really sure how many people are going to pop in here because I don't stream on here very much. 0 watching. All right. Let's get that number to 1. Big numbers. Let's see what happens. All right. Either way, this will be up on YouTube after, so the point is I think it'll be more fun to stream this and stream like a track breakdown rather than just like making a video and then putting it up, you know, at least here if you happen to be online, you can pop in. So I'm going to do stuff on here. I'm also been on Periscope, and you can follow me on there too. And anyways, we'll go from here. So I'm going to break down this track that I did. I did this for the Stylus Beats remix competition. Let's see. I can play a clip of the original. Shit. I was listening to my friend's music. I'll just plug them while I'm at it. You should check out Future Access. Their music's awesome. Listen to this. Now, if that's not sweet, sexy, sultry shit that you want to listen to, I don't know what is. Alright, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Stylus Beats. What happened to this song? Let's just look at Painkiller. I had it up earlier, the original, and then I accidentally got rid of it. There we go. So I remixed this song if you're not familiar with it. Fucking love that song. It's so good. All right, so this is no. Oh wait, I had his up. Oh no, that's mine. Okay, no. Oh, I had his doubled up now. Shit. Okay, sorry guys. I'm out of it right now. Not really, but I'm just making excuses. So this is my remix with very less plays, but I took like a very hypnotic approach with it, as most of my stuff is. Hey, someone's actually watching. What's up, person watching? Cool. All right. At least now you know the song. Um, so, yeah, I didn't really plan on how I'm gonna go over how I broke this down. I just think I'll just start going through it, and we'll just talk about what maybe is going on. Some things that I remember that I did that I thought was cool, like a couple things I did with the percussion loop are kind of trippy, which I really like, and I think they add a really nice element to the song. But just to get started, I think I did it for a remix competition, so obviously I had the stems. It's different if you're doing a bootleg. You don't have the stems. You're going to kind of have just to rip apart an MP3 file, which is obviously more challenging. But then again, you can get kind of cool results because of how gritty it is. But let's see. So I don't always color code, but sometimes I do towards the end just to make it at least a little bit clean if I ever have to go back to it. I, for some reason, make my effects white. Just to my brain, I'm like, yeah, effects would be white. Maybe because of white noise. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's start with percussion because that's always an important aspect. That's like the whole foundation of your song. Let's see what I got going on here. So, what did I use? Got some kick drums here. I just used. I have the kick and the snare on this drum rack here. So I like these deadmau5 kicks from his sample library through Splice. I use them a lot actually. They're really, really nice kicks. Like if you go through them, just a lot of fucking character in these kicks, man. Like Jesus Christ. That's why his shit's so good, man. Just I mean, it's incredible. Like just all the amount of stuff. Like designing his own sample packs, and I mean, I need to do that. I don't. I make my own stuff, and then lately I have not really. I've been making my own sounds, but not anywhere near as much. I've been more into like focusing on the actual songwriting and making the music more interesting, and just using presets or modifying presets. Like before, I would always make my own sounds, which is like a big argument with certain people about being. Just trying to see if make sure no one's typing. About like production, people are like, "Oh, you don't make your own sounds, you're a fraud." And it's bullshit. And like the old me would be like, "No, man, you need to make your own sounds. It's not cool." But now I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it's if you can write great music with someone else's sounds, then that's fine." Like some people just don't do sound design. Side rant. I told you this wasn't planned. That might happen a lot. But so yeah, basically, started let's see what we got going on here. Just we'll solo out the percussion and see like. So basically, what I did was I probably you had the whole drum loop here. I went in and I picked this part of the drum loop that I liked from the sample, whatever this was pulled from. It was effects. So it was one of the stems that was it was probably a percussion sound in the stem, the stem for the effects. So I just took this small part and I decided to use this basically as the clap, I guess, right? No, okay. This is the claps on here. And then this is just like a nice effect that I added in to kind of maintain, like the thing with remixing is you could like either completely not maintain any of the original. I mean, then it's not a remix, but there's like a line, especially with like, if there's vocals, sometimes like some people might only use the vocal and then they just like write an original over it. But, so anyways, yeah, I use this here and I kind of, it just kind of goes throughout. I mean, it doesn't, I think they're different colored for a reason. So let's see what I have going on here. I'm sure there's a reason why they're colored. Is one louder? Yeah, okay. Rather than like, they're different colored because I just turned them down. You can, if you go here, that there's different volume levels. There's people like don't do this. I feel like a lot of people do. I mean, it just feels more natural. Obviously, if you're a player of an instrument, you're not playing like a machine. Like you can't hit the same level of a note every time. So obviously just that was just the easiest way. Like rather than going in and automating, like clicking shit, I just went into each clip and I just color coded it. So, I guess I would know they were different in case like later I decided to duplicate and then I duplicated the same one, not realizing there's different volume levels, and then you just go down. So that's it for that. And this is really going to be the same concept over and over again. I mean, I basically went in here. I liked this hat from the original. And I use that in here. Obviously, there's some processing. I use this stereo width tool is really cool. It's like, I made this. I found this in a video a long time ago. It's pretty, I don't remember where, but it's pretty cool. You just, it's basically a chain So if you went in, I've showed this in other videos, but if you went in, you have an effects rack, there's nothing there, but you can just start creating. Why is it not letting me right click? There we go. Oh, okay. If you go in here, you can like create new chains, and each chain you could put stuff on. You could either use it like for just effects on each chain, etc., or you can like these are kind of endless. You can inception themselves and put devices inside of devices, but so with this chain, it's really just panned, hard right, hard left, and then one of them has this like delay down to like 8 milliseconds. I have it on 8 milliseconds here with the wet all the way up. You could pretty much go up to like 24 milliseconds if you're new to production. Kind of once you get above 25 or 24 milliseconds, you can actually start hearing the audible delays. But when below that, it just creates a widening effect. So if I play it without it, it really spreads out over the stereo field, which is nice. I use this a lot. It just really gets width in your track. That's pretty much it for that section, at least of the percussion. And it kind of just plays through in this whole first section. So if we look at this, we have how far is this? Oh, this looks like this. No, this might be, what is this? Okay, that's audio. So how many we got? 4 bars, 8 bars, 16. Okay, so basically we go, pretty standard, like music goes. A lot of times it's gonna be like 4, 8, 16 bar, 32 bar turnovers that you're gonna kind of change and create new stuff. So there's like 16 bars here, and then this next section I start adding in new percussion in this next 16 bars. This is kind of the cooler stuff that I did with the percussion, which these come from. I basically used like warping. I don't, obviously I can't go in and remember what I did. Oh, nice. What's up, man? Didn't know you can do this. I got a stream. I don't. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm just gonna keep going on here so I don't get lose track of what I was doing. So yeah, this is cool. Basically took this loop, and basically what I did is there's like all these warp markers, and if you load in, oh man, I kind of find an audio file that isn't warped. I can probably use this. Let me see. I'll show you. This might even be what I pulled it from. It looks like. Let's do it on a new channel because this has delays. But basically what I kind of did here. Oh no, did I turn this down? It's not gonna. This song's done and it's mastered, and it's not. It doesn't really matter. All right, so if you go on here, and things get kind of like you can start warping them. And they have that's kind of Live's like specialty is all these like warp markers, and you can kind of start changing the loop up a little bit. So basically, what I did with that one was like. I mean, you can get really weird results doing shit like this, and you can get some crazy effects. So point being was that I did something like that with this one. Yeah. Except I can't hear it. I don't know why. Why can't I hear it? What's going on here? Oh, this is not going out to the master. I had stuff rerouted for when I was doing mixing so I could run everything through a bus. Okay, so basically if you look at this, I kind of just made it really weird. Like the original was not like that, and it gets like lazy and kind of falls out and shit. That's because I just went in with warp markers and started rewarping the audio, and it sounds really cool in the track. It gives it like a loose sound. So let me play that with it in context. So that's really cool. That's kind of a fun thing you can do with audio, just so you know if you're not familiar with Live. Like warping is fucking crazy. It doesn't need to be just used to fix things. You can tear shit apart and get cool stuff. Like you can even go in here and get bananas and just like, let's leave this. Let's get rid of this one. Get rid of that one. And you just like pull it and just pull it. I don't know. They only let you pull so far sometimes. Let's see what happened. You could... That's cool. Like, you could go in here and just, like, create a loop just using these weird portions of it. You could be like, oh, I'm going to use this. And you could use that as a sample. You'd be like, boom, boom, and, like, I don't know. But the point being is that, yes, there's no limit to your creativity and stuff like this, because you can just do whatever, and it's either going to be cool or it's not. Let's see, more hats, just samples pulled from, this is pretty old Sonic Academy's like drum kit deal, sonicacademy.com, production tutorials. They have synthesizers. I have the Sonic Academy Kick, which is like an amazing synth kick synthesizer. They have a newer one. I need to upgrade. The 2 came out like a long time ago, but I only still have the first one. And then the Anna synth is their synth as well. They make really nice stuff. So basically just some hats. Probably taking, let's see how in context why there's gaps there. Okay, I took them out basically right there because it creates space for this. And like, you know, you have a finite amount of space when you're doing this. Like, you have to, like, everything needs its space. And that's why, like, people that are new, their music usually sounds like muddy and just kind of like, and like is not loud, because they don't understand how to mix, and that just takes years of practice. And then mixing it's not just mixing, it's the sound selection and everything that goes together, and the melodies and how they interact with each other, and then mixing on top of it. But if you listen, so like you have this space. I mean, shit, I may have even like, what if I take that out here? Yeah, interesting. I mean, like I said, you just kind of, it's an abyss. So let's see. All right, so I think that's kind of percussion, really. I mean, it doesn't, this track's very straightforward, actually. Like, a lot of my stuff gets kind of weird and like spirals out in different directions. Really, the break, like the layout of the song is I think there's like, whoop, fuck, I hope I didn't change the volumes. There's the intro, which has no percussion, which, how long is it? So what is the, what, 16, 4, 4, really, is that, that's not right. Oh yeah, it's like 8 bars, and then there's like a 4-bar gap here, and then so basically 12-bar intro, which is, I guess, not technically, I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's all the same. And then you got your 16 bars, and then it kind of just goes back into the same breakdown. I think there's maybe like a new element. There's like a couple new elements that I added in, really. Yeah, like this section, this first part's a little bit different. It's not in the intro, and then never mind. I think the breakdown's different. I, for some reason, thought it wasn't. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to come back to this and check it out and stuff. So, that's the first section with the percussion. Let's look at the intro, because then we're going to get into like the actual musical components of this. So I worked on the harmony on what I wanted to do with this for a little bit. I mean, obviously the song had a key I had to write within the key, but I did rewrite the harmony. There's not there's harmony in the other one, but a lot of it's mainly percussion. It's mainly just percussion in the original with like weird sounds. But let's see. So I have an F. Oh no. Is it I got C or A, C, F. F. Oh, okay. So I have an F. Oh, obviously I'm not looking at the root note. So I have F major, G sharp minor. What do I got here? G sharp. I have a G sharp G. I'm pretty sure I'm like, I gotta figure out what the chord is here because I know I have extended notes in here, so that's why it's throwing me off. G, A sharp, D sharp. Oh, what key is this in? I can't remember. That's the diminished, but I also have a D sharp here. Yeah, I have ninths. I can't remember what the chord progression is because the arpeggio has extended notes in it, which are like either ninths or 11ths. That's why it has like kind of a dissonant at certain points, kind of gets dissonant sounding. So let's see if there's any questions here. No questions. Cool. All right. Sorry again, I didn't plan how to do this, so I'm just gonna go with it and wing it. All right, well, let's just go over the vocals because I like the vocals in this a lot and they're interesting. I do this a lot in my music. I find a component of a vocal sample that I like, and I'll like loop it, and you get like these nice like harmonic, almost atmospheric backgrounds. Let's see, this one's another one too. And it just adds like a really cool tension. I love doing that with vocals especially in remixes, because it just works really well. You can do it with sounds too. Just like I've done it where like you make a loop or just a progression or a melody, and you can like put a lot of like delays and weird effects on it, and then you can bounce it to audio and then just sample like a weird section of it that kind of like has this weird movement to it and do the same thing. It's not gonna, sometimes it does sound like vocals. It's just experimentation. So that's for these vocals. Let's see, what is this? Again, these are more just, oh, this isn't effects. Okay, this wasn't a vocal, but you could do something like that with a vocal. So that's in there, just adding to like the kind of the push and the pull of these weird looped things. And you got this, which is, and that sound, like this vocal is so hidden in the original song, like it's just tucked away, like almost not even really. I don't even think most people I can't remember how. I feel like it's very tucked away. And I just stumbled on it. I was like, oh, this would be great, because like I like hypnotic, tribally sounding stuff. Like, I don't even know if you can like hear it in the song. It's so tucked away. I don't remember ever hearing it until I found the stems. So yeah, I use this a lot in mine. I think it gets pulled throughout. Like, I really emphasize that in mine, where you probably like would not even hear it in the original. So that was kind of cool. Like, I think it really gives a nice hypnotic tribal element to it. Again, then I sampled out parts of the vocal that I liked, just pulling them from like the whole main part. Just this little tiny piece I used here. And I just broke it up myself, you know, from different sections, and then lined it up so that it worked in time using a metronome. So it sounds a little bit weird out of context of the song because it is slightly off, but you don't want it too robotic. Again, sampling. I liked that, and you just kind of like start creating patterns and variation. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. This is the first 4 bars. This is the break intro, huh? Alright, yeah, so, and then you come in, and then I have just one part here, and then I have a bunch more here, and I kind of left the rest. So you had what? Oh fuck, stop doing that. So then 2, Yeah, you got your 16 bars. I didn't, and then I kind of like try to differentiate it over the whole 16 bars. And then this one I even, and the next 16 bars, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this was 16 bars. The next 16 bars, I don't even really use it very much, just a little bit. Because you just, the thing about music is you can't keep repeating the same stuff. Like you need to create variation, even if that means taking stuff out so that the listener stays interested. Because if I kept playing that or like even copied this section of vocals, it probably would have gotten so annoying that you like didn't want to hear it anymore, or you would have turned the song off. Let's go. Painkiller, killer, go. And then yeah, I used these like that as a vocal, but I also used other stuff. Like that sound's used a lot in the original. I thought it was the coolest sound. I wound up putting a weird guitar rig effect on it to make it sound different. So mine sounds like it's from, you know, outer space, or it's like really hypnotic. I use this, and I did this. This is, I used the envelope, and you can go here and use the transposition modulation. So basically what it's doing is it's just bending it down. And it kind of, it's cool. I like it. I thought it was interesting. It's nice. And like you just use different stuff, so it creates variation. So that's for the vocals mainly right there. So we did percussion, we did vocals. We kind of went over the structuring. Like I said, the intro, 12 bars, 16 bars, breakdown, and then back into this, the last section again, which is basically the same as the first section, except I used a different progression for the bass line. Again, this is a very straightforward song. A lot of my stuff gets like too out there, which is like my problem. It's really hard for me to maintain like cohesiveness. Like I like to evolve my music, like especially if you listen to like my older stuff, like Purple Hues, like, or no, that one, yeah, that one really evolves over time. Like it's a story. So we did that. What is this? Okay, bass. This is our bass for the build-up for the intro. It's probably a Serum preset. It looks like it. I probably did a little bit of adjusting to it. That's really it. Like I said, I've been using presets a lot lately, and just trying to like get out better content without sitting around for hours developing all the sounds from scratch. So that's that. That's basically, let's see this. It's just a nice little pad just to add some nice atmosphere. Like a long delay on it. Probably outlining whatever the initial chord being played is. Which I don't remember what the chord, I don't feel like figuring out the chord progression right now. Let's see. And then yeah, I probably froze this, or no, let's see, what did I do? Maybe I just froze these normal. Sometimes what I'll do, this is just like a fun thing, and you get some interesting results. Like you could just go in here while it's frozen, because it's basically like an audio file. So I could like go in here and then do this. So you can kind of get, you can, and like, because it's a pad, and a lot of times it has to build up, so you can get like interesting results where it just kind of like, it's almost, what's the word I'm looking for right now? Rigid. I mean, rigid changes, I guess. Like they can be very, it's just a good way to do things. So yeah, the pad is, it's in here a little bit. There's just parts where I bring it in just to add some new elements, just to keep you interested. Like I think in the beginning of the intro, and then right in the beginning of like the main body of the track, or verse, or whatever you want to call it, even though it's not really a verse. So I mean, it's kind of it for that, you know, like it kind of, and you can kind of break it down really systematically, but really like a lot of this stuff, when I do bring stuff in and out, it just kind of goes on feel. Like you can, as you're working on it, you can just play the song out, and you kind of like, oh, I want something there, like, and you kind of go in and you figure it out. Sometimes you just really write mechanically. You're like, okay, well, this is like a 8 or 16 bars. Like, there's something that needs to change. Let me just kind of cut some shit out and hopefully later figure out what needs to be placed there. So we did intro bass. We got our effects. Serum wind up. This is just, I made this. It's very easy to make stuff like this. Let me open it up and see. Make sure there's no questions. Oh, all right, more questions. Sorry, that's the thing. How do you differentiate and stay original? Sorry, can you repeat or retype that line? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking on that. How do I stay original and enjoy what? Yeah, just the end part I got confused on. Alright, sound effects, yeah. So if you're curious just what's going on here, hopefully it doesn't. It's just oh yeah, that's why, man, I love this synth. Like, I don't even have to like do anything. I literally just used a noise and then adjusted the pitch. Other like synths, if they don't have this kind of shit, you need to go in and like open an oscillator. I think I did this in a video actually, like when I was streaming on Periscope. But you just basically would put an envelope on an oscillator, like here. Let's see if I do. If I just do this. And you can like create pitch bends like that. This one has like very weird, unique pitch bends. Really? Let's see. This is from the original. I just took it, cut it out of a loop, and then it's just really nice. I love that, and it fits so well in the track. Like this song came together really, really well and really fast. Like, this is not always the case. Like, the song has flow, the harmony is really good. It's just a good track. Sometimes you write tracks and it's just shit, and it's just so hard, and you get done with it and you're like, ugh, at least I finished it. But it's, you know, this one, like, I was really happy with like the results, and just like happy accidents. Like, putting this in here was like, it's a happy accident. I was like, damn. And I put it in a few spots where it just like, without it, it wouldn't have created that new element. Like, let me see where, like, the one section where it just really pushes and continues to drive the song. Let it go. Like, right after that break is awesome. And if I took it out right after that break right now, it just loses impact. Like, that's probably my favorite part where it is in the song. Let it go. It just doesn't. It's not good. And then you add that, and it's just. Let it go. It's like a really nice melody, like harmony that just pushes the. It just drives the song. Let's see. Just more effects, really. You know, like, if you're new to this, adding effects, a lot of times at the beginning of maybe a bar, every 4, 16, 32, you're gonna have upsweeps or something, or even just randomly, you know, in the loop, just because it creates new sounds. Like, you need to keep the listener interested. Dance, electronic music especially too, is just you don't have the human element a lot of times of playing and like these nuances of your fingers moving over strings if you're a guitar player, etc. So it's like you can you create these nuances and new sounds by inserting, you know, effects and things, or crashes, etc. Yeah, and I'm sure this was sampled. Yeah, this is probably sampled from the track too, like just taking little tiny pieces here and there.
Painkiller, killer. Let it go. Painkiller, killer.
All right, yeah. Again, I like when I wrote this, I just got Serum probably like that day, so I just wound up using this preset. Like it's probably been used a lot in other songs, I'm sure. But again, just because it's a preset does not mean that it cannot be quote unquote original. Like you could probably listen to, and this is not even like some unique bass. Like this is lots of people could make this from scratch and have it slightly different. But it's, you know, you're creating an entire composition using this sound, so it doesn't really make it unoriginal by using a preset. It's funny though too when you listen to certain songs, like I think that song by Bauer, his like breakout track, maybe was it Harlem Shake? No, I'm thinking of Brill's. I think Brill's breakout song. It's actually like the main synth or lead or whatever in that song is a preset in Reason. Let me see if there's anything added on here. I really wish I could see both. I need a second screen. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's kind of finish going over this. Just to kind of get this going. What do we got here? Oh, this is really cool. I like this. I don't know what this is. Grand Piano Freeze. Well, I don't know what this is. I'm guessing it's this, or it's got to be this, or something like this. I don't know what I did, but basically I do this a lot with stuff. Like I'll take, this may have been a piano loop that I had in like either as a melody or a harmony or something, and I put a lot of crazy fucking effects on, probably is what I did. And probably put this delay on here. Yeah, that's what's doing that. I have like a really high delay on it, and this is like basically like a tape delay, this thing. And it just starts creating like a feedback loop in itself. Then it just kind of gets gritty, and then I use this as an effect in the song. And I'm just filtering it down. That's all that's going on. Like that's all you can see, the automation. So yeah, it's like a lot of character and depth. Like without it, very boring, very vanilla. So that like just these little nuances that you stack up and stack up and stack up are really what makes a good song a good song. Like if you don't have all these little tiny nuances, it can get very boring. It's weird, and it takes a lot of time sometimes, but other times it just falls together. Like again, this is probably a happy accident. Like I just was like, oh, this is cool, I'll figure out how to use this, and then it worked. Like I wrote this whole song probably in like 8 hours, which sometimes that's not the case, sometimes it is. So really from here, kind of gone over all the components, I guess. It doesn't change too much in the breakdown. And like I said, the last section is just a different progression of the bass. So like the bass in this section. And I have it filtering up and down to, maybe not this section, but here, just, so like this first section is, it's open. In this next section, I add in new elements, so I filter it down so that you can hear them. And it also creates a new effect. Like it's just like a different element. Like you need to constantly kind of even evolve your own sounds that are already in there if they're going to stay. Because if I just kept it all the way up, it would probably be really obnoxious and you just get bored. So yeah, that's kind of like why I'm doing that, and it really opens up this space in the song so that you can hear, you know, the cool hats that I have going on, etc. And it makes more room for that vocal to pop, etc. And it will, the ARP comes in it. It has a lot more punch. Like if you listen to it here with it open, it's kind of more background in this section. It's more foreground. Nice change of pace.
Let it go.
questions? Okay, no questions. No questions. That makes it easier. So yeah, we go into breakdown. I did this a lot for a while. I'm really sick of it. I mean, it works in this song. I'm not probably gonna do it anymore, but I would like, you go in and you can like open an audio track and you could be like, oh, okay, I want to just go, I go to resample. There are other ways to do this. If you're watching this and you're going to leave a comment about, you could just select the master. I fucking know, dude. Okay, there's like 20 ways to do everything. So you could just go in. Cool, I resampled this track, part of the track. And then basically all I did is I go here, and I was doing this a lot, and I would go, okay, like I did earlier, I'm going to open the envelope. I'm going to make it, I'm just going to change. Let's put it on this, though, on this complex. So I would just go do something like that, and then put a filter on it so it's like way more interesting, and then I would also automate panning. So you see the panning's automated, and I got a filter on here, and then it's just going to go. And I'll like maybe go in and duplicate the audio so it kind of like skips. So it's like, and it's just like repeating the audio rather than just playing straight through. And then you just get rid of everything that would be in that section from the original. You just mute it all, and that's how I do a lot of those transitions. So yeah, go to the breakdown, bringing back in stuff from earlier. Nothing really new in this part. This is the bass from the progression on the bass is different in the breakdown, but it's the same bass that I used in the intro. We could just listen through it really quick. Just some crashes, you know, to keep you interested. Vocal comes in, flutters around. Just like pad, emphasize some new things. This comes in again. That's the breakdown. I mean, it's not much different. You got your up sweeps at the end. Again, the song's very straightforward, but it just works. I don't know how, because it just came together, but it fucking works. And then, you know, the intro, it had like the nice big break, and you kind of expected that, but I didn't give you that because you wanted that, or you kind of expected that to happen from the beginning, where this just in the end I wanted it to be more powerful, because I also changed the progression of the bass line, where like it starts low on this one, this one starts high, so it just has more drive and like more emotion in it when you fall into this. And also, it's also kind of doing like a 2-5 move, or no, it's not. What is it? No, it's just a fourth. Never mind. I thought it was. Never mind. Just a fourth. So yeah, we jump back into this last section, and I feel like it's probably minus the bass line changing. No, this section has a little more action going on with the pad. There's a much more pad element going on. It kind of comes in and out a bit more. I'm not checking to see if you're here. I was just checking to see if like if there's like questions. No, because you asked me something earlier, and I wish I could see. I wish I could see the comments. I should see if I can get it on my phone for next time I do this. Okay, so basically, yeah, like I said, all right, so we're going to repeat the percussion again. Is this like doubled? Oh, okay. I just copied that for some reason. Did I like do a filter on it or something? Oh yeah, I filtered it down. That's why. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Basically what I showed you earlier with this section, how I like would use the filter, and this one I didn't really do that, but I have a filter going up like a low cut. So you can, it builds impact by getting rid of the bass. And then if you unsolo it. All right, and I mean that's basically it. I mean, like, you go back through the 16 bars, and I just the same beat, and I just took out a lot of the stuff, put the ARP in all the way through. It's kind of, I feel like it's basically like the intro with percussion, and then I just used the spacey kind of percussion that I made just to kind of keep it moving. Yeah, I just basically copied them in here and did a slight variation. You can see the percussion, it changes throughout the song, and really that was just done by feeling the track out, you know? Like, you can do it very to the book, or like, well, you could put it in and out here sometimes, but other times if you just kind of listen to the track and feel it, you're like, okay, I like where this fits, this works, and you'll do it that way. Yeah, that's basically the outro, is that little section right there. I think it's like 12 bars again, which is like weird, but yeah. So cool. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't want to go much deeper into this right now. I mean, you could get like really technical, but I think this is a good start. And if there's questions, or like, because this will be public after, if someone watches it later, you know, please leave a comment and a question and let me know, like, what you think, or how I did something. Oh, my health bad video settings. Fuck. Please use keyframe. I don't know what that means. Alright, well, hopefully this video was reasonable. Sorry if it was shit. I guess it's a learning experience. I'll screenshot this, whatever, so I never remember. Well, cool. That is it. Thanks for watching again, man. You've been awesome. Do you have any questions before I go? Wow, that was like 50 minutes. Shit. I don't know if I should just like type in here. Let's see. I'll just wait. The delay's gotta be. What does that mean? Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Oh wow, it's 8? Jeez. I probably can't change that, huh? I don't even know how to change that. What does that mean? Keyframe. I put on 0 for whatever. Alright. Well, not sure. Maybe you're like kind of walked away. But I'm gonna head out, man. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. And yeah, sweet. Alright, guys. And anyone else that watches this down the road, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you learn anything, or what you're interested about, or if you maybe even tell me some. I might start doing tutorials again on here. Who knows? You can let me know. Alright, how do I end the stream? Let's go. I can do it on here. here.